Hello, hello, hello to all you ahistorical people out there. This is Evil number 4 with my 4th episode of Tyranny. Last time we basically just came to this fair camp and watched the Archons bicker back and forth like a married couple. They do that every time they're together, so any episode where they're both together will probably take quite a while. There's going to be quite a bit of talking probably the first half of this video. The second half, hopefully, we'll get into some of the action.
On it.
First, let's pick up some quests. Let's see. Talk here. Fatebinder Kane, am I right? I am Crevis. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. Commander in 3rd generation disfavored. Specifically, in Crevis the Younger. Some folks can't keep track. The rank says Commander, but lately I'm just organizing patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to the Iron Marshal if you're something official that needs discussing. What is it you need? I overheard you asking the Earthshaker where the reinforcements have gone. I'm afraid so. Rydex, the head of the Earthshakers, was supposed to arrive with a group of his most competent spell slingers to help break this stalemate. I don't know what's holding up their arrival, and that worries me. If you were at all inclined to lend a hand, we could use some arcane support on our side. I could lend a hand. Excuse me. I knew that Tunon's agents wouldn't fail us in this time of need. I marked the last known site of the Earthshaker reinforcements on your map. Good hunting, Fatebinder. Farewell. Don't just coddle the impact. Push back with your shield. Take momentum. Iron Marshal Iranos, field commander of this favored, pounds her fist in the air as she calls out to the warriors on the training field. I said eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance checking his footwork, you've lost. As his favor turned toward you, adjusting her pale golden surcoat. As she clears her throat. Needs to stay on top of troops or their skills are rust. It is for their own good, even if they still don't believe it. It was mentioned you're short on warriors and need help. What's the situation? I have brigades amassing around Placid, Echo Hall, and Little Tooth crossings. The Vendrian Guard may be able to hold one bridge, but they cannot hold against a concentrated three-pronged attack. I have no right to order you, but... Her words falter, a short cough breaking her flow. But we all die to Kairos' edict, should we fail, so I'm not about to let my pride blind me to the value of good help. I will assist. Then our plan just might work. We are loath to work with those who do not share our training and our values, but we know that Tunon the I can't remember how to say it. Tunon selects only the most competent minds for his court. I trust you honor us all on the battlefield. Antonio will be leading the charge at Echo Call Crossing, assisting you will be Barrack of the Stone Shield. She points to a heavily armored soldier standing sentry at the edge of the training field. For you ask? No, the forge-bound weren't sloshed on Dapple Seed when they fitted his armor. He survived the full force of the Edict of Storms, and this armor doesn't exactly come off. Tactically, it's quite brilliant, but otherwise, it's something of a curse. Tapping her helmet twice signals the present spirit. Come meet the Fatebinder. The soldier that steps up to you better resembles agglomeration of rusted blades and mismatched pieces of armor, fused into a vaguely human shape. He reeks of sweat, feces, and whatever oil treatments keep him flexible.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone. Likewise, good Binder.
The soldier heaves a heavy iron arm into a salute, his whole body clinking as he wraps his gauntlet against the twisted sheets of metal that form his breastplate.
Barrack, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
I encountered Barrack in the Stalwart campaign. Though he appears much changed, he's an excellent soldier.
You're generous to say so. I'm afraid I left the better part of myself on the killing fields of Stalwart, but it's still my pride and honor to serve the Legion.
The Fatebinder would be joining us for the push across the river. I figured an extra hand might help, and more importantly, if my words come true, the Chorus tries to impede the mission, we have an observer from the court on our side.
Better to work with the Honorable Binder than some Chorus children.
I ask that Barrick accompanies you there to arborate the cooperation between his company and the Scarlet Course. Barrick, you've been without a cohort since the last Battle of Stalwart. It's time we give you a task more worthy than hauling wagons or leading training drills. She plants her hands on her hips and speaks in clipped official terms. Ash has assigned you to the Fatebinder's service. You are to assume this task and is ongoing until we find a more permanent spot for you, which could very well mean the swiftly approaching end of this war, or when the Fatebinder dismisses you. Is that understood? That's an order, Barrick. He can be stubborn as pulling a spire out of the earth, but he is a good soldier. I hope you don't mind the company. Now this is what I meant last episode when I said you get a ally where you can change his armor. You can upgrade his armor later on so it gets better, which is good because if you couldn't, I don't think anyone would use him. So you learn that. Let's see. Barrick is very much tank or damage, but I'm outfitting him as tank. Let's see. Skills. We want Sentinel. Gonna take the Outer Valley and find the reinforcements. Let's see what we can do spell-wise. Let's see. Do that for now. Okay, I think that's
got it.
Everything we need here now. We'll see if we can't unlock this chest out here as we come by. If so, we can.
Got it.
We got a great spear. We'll be selling that and verse leveled up. Yeah. Now with Verse, you can do her as a dual wielder for DPS, but we're already doing that, so we're going to be doing her as a ranged combatant. Let's see. We'll go with piercing arrows. And switch this up some so she's in the back. Let's see. Not what I wanted. Nope. There it is. So we want him on Protector. You'll focus on protecting the party. Gotta make all changes, then save. For her, we'll go to Archer. So she'll focus on range first. Okay, that's good. On that one, better accuracy. Okay. On to the Scarlet Chorus camp. We'll head back to Edgerine Ruins later on to get the chest there that I left behind. Yep, ambushed. I'm not sure how this one will go. Last time I played this, I've always went with talking down the queen. This is the first time I've killed her in the conquest, so we'll see how that affects this dialogue.
That's far enough, Fatebinder.
A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcropping. Flashings of aquamarine paint peek out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb, and her outfit is fastened in braids and knots of sailor's line. flanked on either side by warriors dressed in Verdian Guard regula. The woman leans on a elaborate bladed staff, pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests draped over her arm.
Tunon sends us the Queenslayer. The old judge has a sense of humor, I'll give him that. Did the voices of Nurat send you to gather my head and complete his collection? If so, we'll have to save our tussle for another time. Today I have business. Vengeance can wait. In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I bid by this
As
truce.
is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kairos's way, but we must have hope. A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
So he's with the chorus now.
Then if we see him again, it will have to be as enemies. If I may make one more inquiry, what of Palox Tyrell? Did he survive?
Another dead Oathbreaker. Whoever you ask about this, I assure you nothing can be
My
done.
apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start. I had no expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
We're through. Leave while you still can.
Then I will take no more of your time. Apologies. We will depart at once.
She bows curtly, never letting her eyes leave yours, before turning to leave. A moment later, the bodyguards turn to follow. Not too different than the other way I got it. Check this area. There's a few treasures around here. One might be hidden. We should be able to find it. If it's here, I don't remember. Don't remember. Yeah, you get going. Now, there is an achievement for letting the timer run down on this. I haven't got it yet, but that'd be funny just to do. Just rest for 8 days and let everyone die. Okay. See, now we're at the Scarlet Course camp. Oh, our reputation with people. As our reputation changes, we get passive and active abilities from it, depending on what it is. These are actually pretty nice. And got max fear with her. With companions, it unlocks combo attacks you can do with them. And I think it just affects how the Archons look at you. Theirs is almost the same for me. It proves everything. The warrior slams her fists together in a resounding clap. Like, for instance, whether you're fit to lead that flock of children. Behind her, the members of her gang posture with weapons held at the ready. Did you not hear the news of the edict? This is a foolish distraction. We ought to be saving our fight for the enemy. The chorus warrior is looks to his gang, giving a quick nod. What's the problem here? No problem here, Lord Binder. She tosses her blade in the air, catching it with a smile on the way down. Captain here seems he's about to balk from this challenge. Thinks just because he's used to run a ship, he's qualified to run a gang. She spits on the ground, looking up with a scroll. So I'm calling him out. Because the way I see it, his warriors ought to follow me, not this new blood. Captain Fuckwit was my father. Fuckwit will do just fine. The warrior points at the opposing gang. But we have to prove our strength. We'll do so happily. But I have your hands and feet removed, and the rest of you kept for my own uses. I'll let you fight this out. The soldier offers a quick, solemn nod. Come, who of you will first to meet my blade? That went much faster than I expected. Get free loot. Let's see. It's better than what I got right now. Care about that. Any other changes I want to make? Fill up on these. Okay. Good. Into the camp. And the guard places her hands by her belt as you approach, gripping the hilt of a blade. Past this point is Chorus territory. You don't look like someone's conscripted. You sure you're in the right place? I'm always in the right place. The guard tenses up, locking eyes with you. That hunk of rust. What's he, she, maybe it doing here? You dope. This is the Fatebinder. He's been with us since the damn start. Even shed blood at the gates of judgment. Fucking new fish. Start learning the names and faces, or find work as someone's moving target. The guard shakes her head, blushing with embarrassment. I'm terribly sorry. Now please, come right in. Normally I just punch her in the face. First time that's worked out like that. Probably because of what I've chosen before. Now let's loot this camp, and then we'll move on with the story. I think there's a bit more here than this favored.
Found something.
And that look like coffee beans. I gotta get my coffee somehow. Glass. You find a lot of like literal trash, broken armor, weapons, and stuff in this game that's just vendor fodder. And there is a lot of it. You find it all over the place. Find a lot of. Oh, can't unlock that yet. I'll get that before we leave the area. We can learn something here. Read the scroll. And we learned the Sigil of Illusion. That's actually what I want. Let's see. That's the target and I blurred illusion, making them harder to hit. Yeah, that worked with what we're trying to do for this guy. See, that'd be a good one. That's the range. Yeah, duration would be a good one for that too. Sign. Yeah. And false pit. Yeah, that's another good one. See. I didn't realize it did damage. Something like that. Yeah, that'll work out. Let's see. Hey, we'll talk to this guy now. Let's see what he got. There's vendor trash. Pretty sure I didn't click anything up there. So, was that coffee? No, rot spear. And again. Keep that for now. Let's see what they got. Let's take that for me. Definitely want vigor. That. I want that. There's anything else? Any weapons? Got a spear? One or two-handed thrown weapons. I'll go with that. That's a staff. It's everything we can really get from here. Bit of an upgrade. So let's see, armor 3, armor, yeah, this one's better. And now we look like we belong. Well, like I said, leather armor works better for what I want to do build-wise. Heavier armor makes it so your abilities and spells take longer to cool down. Like, you know. Fun. Now I know what I want to do. Make this spell first, and then we'll go on and continue. Don't have enough of that. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, there we go. Now let's talk to Fifth Eye. The binder of Tunon arrives. Squealing with teenagers tremble, the Fifth Eye's voice making your gums itch and your fingernails feel in need of a trim. And we just finished having a bit of sport with some captives, but worry not. We have more fun with another batch momentarily. Dressed in the bronze-red regula of the Crimson Spears, the Fifth Eye beckons you to stand close, waging a blood-spattered glove. Now that you have issued the edict and doomed us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of the hole? I trust you getting our warriors ready. We know the Oathbreakers are focused in the citadel beneath the mountain spire, but we have learned this is not their only nest. Given their patterns of attacks, they must have a second group maintaining camp here in the Outer Valley. And unless we deal with this second group, they'll attack from behind the moment we cross the river. Let's see. Silent for now. My last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, and one of these prisoners claims she can lead us to the Vernian Guard's secondary camp, though there are shreds of deception in her voice. I could use your help questioning this Varia kill. Perhaps you will get less screams and tears and more useful information out of her. If we knew where to ambush the Oathbreakers, we could try and take their captain, and show him the wisdom of joining the course. Let's see. I will speak to the prisoner. I'll meet you there.
On it.
Please, so, and I wish to bow before the voices in her out. I thought all could find redemption in the course. A woman in the makeshift armor of the Vernian Guard lurches forward in agony. Her soiled, trembling legs suggest she has been forced to stand for days. This one was hollering earlier that she knows the location of the Vernian Guard encampment, but she isn't being entirely honest. I told this thing that I wanted a guarantee. I'd live and be welcomed to the course as a captain, then I'll talk. Otherwise, let's just kill me once I've opened up. I was dumb enough to join the Vernian Guard, but I'm not dumb enough to give away my bargaining bronze. Tell me what you know, and I can see to your release. I heard the chorus is looking for Captain Pelix Florin and his crew. I can lead you to them, but you only if you release me. You're lying. Why don't you tell me what exactly you know, and I'll see about saving you. Well, you see. So I don't know exactly where the rest of my crew is, but I can tell you. Search that one. The tall, dark one missing most of his face. Check his left boot. He was the illiterate one in our crew. He had the orders. It's nonsense. It's a mash of words. She said she had information. She gives us garbage. Slay this wench for wasting her time. Make the cut shallow. Give her time to regret toying with me. We're no closer to finding the Oathbreaker's position, not with this cryptic mess. She promised us answers, and all she gave us was gibberish.
Sorry to interrupt, but I highly doubt it's gibberish. More likely, it's one of the local scripts.
The voice comes from another prisoner tied up next to Vera, an older gentleman with the quills, ink, valves, and parchment scrolls one finds on a sage of the school of ink and quill. Ink smudges covers his cheeks, temples, and ears. His clothing appears charred, and between the rips of fabric you spot burned scars along his arms. Despite being emancipated and tied to a post, he offers a beaming smile. Can you read this?
Well, let me see. I can't. So, I don't know exactly what it says, but I'm half certain that's Sage Selwyn's handwriting. I'm sure I could decipher that in a few hours' time. Don't need my hands free, but I think better when not tied to a post. I know, I'm weird that way.
A few hours, either you read or you cannot. What use is a sage doesn't know his letters? I've heard all I need to hear. I say we have some fun with this one. Your life depends on translating the scroll now.
I would love to help. I just need some time. That's written in another sage's shorthand. I'd have to sit down with it, or better yet, compare it to a piece of his writing I have stashed on me somewhere. If I sat down with it while sufficiently sober, it's highly probable I'd figure it out.
Sober? Since when do we share the good stuff with the prisoners?
Oh, nobody shared. Right before I was taken prisoner, I imbibed several vials of reagents. I wanted to be numb and disconnected when my captors used me for carnal catharsis. It's made these last few days tied to a post almost enjoyable.
Can't hurt to give him a few hours. You read the edict. I don't need to tell you the sundial is working against us. This addled old bag is just trying to stall us. The voices in her will be upset to know you squandered a source of intelligence. How true. Then we shan't put him to waste. He shall serve as a most riveting source of amusement as we pull him on trial.
Fatebinder, I beseech you, be my advocate for this trial. I'm no fool. I know the chorus uses blood, not words, to settle these matters. But you are a servant of the Archon of Justice, are you not?
Fine, but I'll be his champion. This one needs to live.
Good. I like it when Tunon's puppies get their paws dirty.
I wouldn't mind taking a swing at some loudmouth chorus braggarts myself.
Did you hear that, brothers and sisters? Trial by combat is upon us. The sage is unbound from the post, stiff legs nearly buckled as he attempts to walk, and his arms flex and flail in their new freedom. Wiping sweat and grime from his brow, the sage steps close to you with a nervous smile. Rhythmic roaring and stomping of hundreds of feet in unison flood the camp. Hordemen begin to encircle and swirl around, brandishing weapons and cheering. If they got this worked up to fight the enemy, I'd venture the war to be over by now. Begin the chant of gathering. Let the warriors know that tonight entertainment will soon commence. Brothers and sisters, who amongst you sets the standards for strength? Who amongst you will help winnow the weak from the strong? The fifth eye waves his hands in the air, drawing in a gathering of chorus soldiers. Our claimants have assembled. Now let's the trial of the Oathbreaker begin. Okay, so let's do false pit there. So what does that do again? Yeah, I want that. Set for party support. Handle this level up and then we'll on pause. Yeah. With this guy, it's always a good idea to keep Lantry with you, because he's the best healer, NPC healer you can get. In fact, he's the best healer at all, because he gets abilities that no one else gets, and you have to learn the healing sigil from him. Top of that, though, if you do take him, you need to at least pull 2 points in his Sage to get Voices of the Ages, because there's certain sigils you can only get if you have that. And I find that very aggravating. Let's try to have a second. And
Send them at me in waves!
This is a very easy combat. There we go. Outrageous shedding of blood, we have found our answer. Regrettably, it appears the sage is worthy of leaving our camp alive. By the customs set forth by the voices in Narot, you are free to go, old man. Brag to your grandkids that you fell afoul of the course, yet lived to tell the story. That was fun. Your warriors almost put up a good fight. It really is bloodletting weather, is it not? My conscripts need to see more warriors of your skill in action. I thank you for the lesson you gave the camp. I thought I died tied to the post. Now hand me that parchment. I'm certain I can decipher it. Well, much of the parchment was weathered, but I can make out the important parts of the text. The note makes mention of a meeting spot west of Tripniddle. So the old sage knows his words after all. I'll ask that you travel ahead and see if you can't get this Captain Florin to yield to the course. They will strike at first sight of course gained, but perhaps they will parley if it's yours face that they see. I know the area. I suggest we go at once. I'll show you the way. I'm eager to be far from the stench of this camp. Slow down. Introductions are in order. My apologies. Guess we'll skip past that part. I'm Siege Lantry, formerly of the Vilum Sedo, and now of nowhere, I guess. I met sages every bit as cutthroat as hardened gang bosses. They act the part of doddering scribes, but don't let that fool you. It's smart for someone your age to be so mistrusting, but I'm not with the Oathbreakers if that's what you're fishing at. I worked for them under duress. But I have no love for them. I'm not about to pledge to the course, and the disfavored won't have me. Still, I consider myself a Kairos-fearing vassal of the Overlord's empire, all the same. For as long as I've been a sage, I've been trained to defend myself. We don't spend all our time binding books and sketching wildlife. Just most of it. For centuries we've been in a quiet war with the School of Tides and the School of Wild Wrath. You can't travel alone as much as I do and not know the Bronze Dance. So you won't be a parchment waiting to in a fight. Good to know. Oh no, I like to think I'm worth at least 3 or 4 angry peasants in a fight. Fine, if you're eager, come with me. Splendid, you won't be disappointed. I know I may seem frail and old and frail, but I know how to step lightly and how not to get killed. Really, I won't slow you down. Lead the way, and let me know if I can be of service. Are we done here? Let's hide to let your trip needle. If your new pet doesn't behave himself along the way, I'm not above clipping his ears. Before we end this episode, we're going to talk to Lantry. And let's see. Tell me about your magics. Can you teach me anything? Sure, I can show you to blend your own inks, but I'm sure you prefer learning some magic. That's not really important. Yes, teach me. Youth and confidence. Where you find one, you often find the other. And let me tell you, one thing I know for sure. Hubris and magic them is still, if you're here to learn the music to my ears. Since this isn't your first cantrip, I'll move a little quickly. I think you can keep up. We'll talk more later. And that's how you get the Sigil of Life, which is with the healing spell one. Very important. Make sure you get that as soon as you meet Lantry, because from what I've heard and what I've read, if you don't get it fairly soon after, you might never be able to get that from him. And I don't know if that's as intended or a mistake. But word of advice, make sure you get that before you continue on with him. Okay, folks, that's all for this episode of Tyranny. We'll come back next time, and still a little more talking. There's one more quest to pick up in this camp, but after that, more combat. And we saw a little this time. Some of it ours, some of it other people's. But more next time, and it will actually be us. We'll actually get more glory for the Tunon and for the Scarlet Corps. Thank you all, and thank you very much. Bye.